We can continue to follow breaking news on the all-out manhunt for the gunman behind today's subway shooting in Brooklyn.
All right, joining us now, Mayor Eric Adams. Mayor, thanks for taking the time. We appreciate it. We know it's been a hectic day for you on top of COVID, nonetheless. So let's talk about the latest information we have right now is that the chopper is over, a U-Haul in Gravesend, Brooklyn, that matches the description of the one they were looking for that's attached to the gunman in this morning's incident. What can you tell us about that?
The police, they are still investigating to determine if this is evidence that could be used in the apprehension and the prosecution of this person. We will find him. And at this time, we are extremely disciplined on what we're putting out to the public because we don't want misinformation. We don't want anything that's going to impede an investigation and prosecution.
Do you have every reason to believe that the person that carried out this crime is in fact a New Yorker, or is this somebody from out of state who came here to rain terror?
We're unsure at this time, and really after we make an apprehension, we will be able to really piece all the pieces of the puzzle together. This was a sick act on innocent New Yorkers, and we're unsure of the motive or on exactly where he came from, but we are carrying through on several leads, and we feel confident that we're going to apprehend this person.
Yeah, no, this was an escalation for sure, the idea of a mass shooting on the subway. We've seen plenty of random crimes, wrong place, wrong time, but this definitely took it up a whole new notch, which I think is why people find it so concerning. Let's talk about, there was an issue with the surveillance cameras at this station not being working at the time, and I also saw something about how the suspect was allowed to get out. They did not lock down the subway station. Do you have any comment on either of those 2 points?
Well, we're looking into the video feed at the train station that was involved. The MTA has been extremely cooperative, and we cannot thank them enough. We don't know exactly what happened at that location, but we're looking into it. But we want to thank those New Yorkers who posted videos from their cameras. And I think that if you looked at that video, you would see what really makes our city a great city. You saw everyday passengers helping each other as the first responders arrived, and then our hospital personnel doing their job. It was a collaborative effort from citizens, from first responders, from medical professionals. We're still trying to identify exactly what happened with the video feed at the location.
Steve alluded to this, sir, but the fact that these people were trapped inside of a subway car as it filled with smoke, that is truly many New Yorkers' worst nightmare, that an act of violence would occur in such tight quarters. And then we hear that this individual had a gun on him, obviously. We know that the shots were fired and that gun jammed. Is it your belief that had that gun not jammed, that we could have seen more people injured and even more violence than we saw earlier today?
Well, we know that 10 people were shot, 6 people were injured during the movement, and reports of what happened to his gun and what happened inside the train car. We want to be extremely careful because whenever you have incidents like this, you know, as a former police officer, I know that you hear things coming from different locations, and we are extremely disciplined and sensitive to make sure the information that officially comes from the New York City Police Department is going to be accurate and thorough. We don't want to give any misinformation, and there's nothing been reported officially from the police department about a jamming of a firearm or anything like that. We have 2 levels here. We have to catch this guy in his terrible, deranged behavior of doing this, and then we have to prosecute. If we don't get it right, then we would jeopardize putting someone away that committed a terrible act on innocent New Yorkers.
All right, and earlier today you mentioned doubling police on the subway system. Obviously, this is a crisis situation at this point. People are afraid to go underground. What's your word to commuters who are going to have to get back on the train tomorrow to get to work or school?
Well, I'm sure you know, you've been covering me for a while, that if I was not here at Gracie Mansion, I would be on that subway station, that subway tracks tomorrow. I would be there taking the trains with commuters to leave from the front. I have a lot of faith in transit police personnel that are assigned there. We're going to double the number of uniformed personnel during the evening tour. We're going to leave the second tour in place. That's the day tour, and we're going to put in place the 3rd platoon with them because it's about omnipresence. We have to deal with the trepidation and the sort of the uncertainty that New Yorkers are feeling right now. Trust me, it shakes you up. But we've been here before. We dealt with some real crises in the city, and New Yorkers always respond. I think that's what makes us unique as a city.
Mayor, before we let you go, just a short time ago, we heard that Lieutenant Governor Brian Benjamin has resigned. He is facing charges in a campaign finance scheme. He is somebody that you know. What say you about these charges and the fact that he has now resigned?
Well, all of my colleagues in government, I know and I interact with in a professional level. I think right now it is up to the governor and the lieutenant governor. He made a decision, and I think he should look forward. Should look in the direction of handling the legal matter that's in front of him.
All right, very well. A busy day, as it seems to be quite a bit around here. Mayor Adams, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.